as I'd mentioned, this whole project started as a course in college, and so it was in January of 2008 that I was curious about what was going on in the shelters, and so started volunteering. And then after I graduated in May 2008, I just decided I'd keep volunteering. My family's moved from Woodward to South Des Moines now; they've relocated. But I was around and just decided that, hey, I might as well just keep volunteering. I'm interested in collecting some of these stories to see how it goes. And so, being a writer, I'm able to act as a vehicle for other people. And so, somebody who often remains silenced, say the women in prison or these youth on the streets, people aren't listening to them. You might drive past them and have some sort of scoff remark, but you're not actually trying to listen to it. Oh, this is where you see them now, but there's this much story that lays behind them. It's easy to say there are 10,000 homeless youth in Iowa right now, but it's not easy to say this one's my brother, or this one's a friend that I watched slip away because of drug patterns, or things that continued on from generation to generation. He's somebody whom I dressed up as Spider-Man with for Halloween. You know, when you attach that sort of memory to it, it becomes real people. And when you attach that to 10,000 people, it also becomes overwhelming.
I think that for me it was probably Ryan, because I made the connection as to, like, he became the most real to me because I went to the place where he had slept for a long time, and I saw blankets under the bridge, and it just made me think, well, what would it be like to be outside and sleep under this bridge at age, I don't even remember, probably 16 or somewhere around there. And it I think that one was the most striking to me. It made me think a lot about that, and yeah, it lit a fire under me to really want to get the project done, and want to get more funds to the shelters to help people like that and provide a sleeping space for kids who don't have another place to go.
I think the story that hit me the most, and the letter that hit me the most, was from John, who's somebody whom you would consider nearly homeless, because he's somebody who isn't actually living in the shelters full-time out there, and he is still in home, kind of on that level where they're receiving government funds or receiving any sort of welfare you would consider, and still struggling. They're trying to work, still struggling, and at any day they could just lose everything they have. And so it's kind of like they're just teetering on this point that at any time could just blow away. And so, you know, it's one of those things where it's like every time you meet them, it's, you know, hey man, how are you doing? And, you know, because I have kept in touch with some of these youth. And yeah, it's just hard to listen to his day-by-day struggle and to still know that it's a day-by-day struggle for him and his family. And so his letter just really captures this sense of, you know, here's the hardships of being able to have a home and being able to live as a family.
Like as Justin was saying, you know, just being able to give a background and a story to each of these kids, like, who, you know, you see on the street and you have no idea, like, what they've gone through to, you know, that brought them to that place. And then, I mean, I guess other stuff would just be, you know, raising questions perhaps about what kinds of things in our societal structure end up, you know, leading kids and families to have these kinds of lives. But yeah, other than that, just similar kinds of things to what they already said.
We have them in every Borders store in the state right now, and we also have them in some Borders stores in Nebraska and Illinois. The easiest place to get them, no matter where you're at, is our website, which is www.sowsomethingmeaningful.com, and that's SOW, somethingmeaningful.com. We also have them in local coffee shops like Mars Cafe in the Drake neighborhood, Beaverdale Books,
Scooters Coffee Shop,
yep,
Wellspring Books in Clive, and the Barnes & Nobles in West Des Moines.